Well, hello, my soul friends. It's Victoria on the Soul Nurture channel, a channel dedicated to offering space for those of you who identify with this. You are a soul having a human experience, navigating through one transformational cycle after another, committed to emerging your highest potential and your greatest good for your life and for our collective life that we share. Yeah, welcome. I'm not going to go into full commercial. I just want to welcome you into this moment. I invite you to be with me for just a moment. It's been a little bit of time since I've done a video. It seems like months, but I think it's only been a couple of weeks, actually. I try to do a video or two a week, and I'm sure some of you can relate out there that there's been a lot going on with me personally, physically, energetically, health-wise, a lot. And I think this is right on par with this full moon in Capricorn, which I'm about to talk about in just a moment. We have a full moon in Capricorn happening on June 21st at 6:08 p.m. Pacific time, that is. But we are moving into Cancer season. We already have Mercury and Venus in Cancer, so you may notice a shift. What are you noticing? We're moving out of Gemini season. It was probably a little bit more mentally stimulating, a lot to think about, a lot to do, a lot of social invitations, a lot of learning and growing, a lot of hustle bustle. Well, now we're going to mellow out a little bit. Do people actually still say mellow out? One of the things that's been going on with me is really adjusting to the stage of life I'm in, practicing a lot of acceptance. And yeah, and this full moon I'm about to talk about feels like what I just moved through. Sometimes I feel the astrological weather ahead of time, maybe so I could share more from a deeper place of experience. Because I feel like I just woke up out of this, deep soul slumber in terms of how old I am. While I don't give a lot of, I don't empower, like saying this is the age I am, for many reasons. I'm a transformational hypnotherapist, and one of the things I know, and I've actually learned from a few teachers, is that when people like to put us in a box and we fall into a box and we fall into conformity of like, oh, I'm this age, so I should be this now, and this should be happening, or people treat you differently based on what age you are. And although I celebrate the age I am, I'm not going to tell you, because what I say is I'm age fluid, and I think that we all are. We're age fluid, whatever age you are. And, we can vary from the current age we are to, to a younger self, to our, feeling like our inner child is trying to take the lead. And for you, those of you who are younger, sometimes you could feel like your future self. So we're all age fluid. Anyway, that's been a, sort of a wake-up call. Where am I? How much time do I have? How much time do we all have? This is, I think, this full moon in Capricorn is going to bring into our awareness. So I'll tell you more about what I've been noticing and see if it applies to you. But let me know how you're doing. And if this is your first time viewing, I promise you I'm going to get back in the rhythm of more consistent videos. Just so much going on. And I'm sure I'm not alone. But do comment. Let me know where you're viewing. If you're one of my regular viewers, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you. Comment with your takeaways, and also let me know how you're doing. Okay. So we have Mercury in Cancer now, and Venus in Cancer. So these two moved into leading us into Cancer season. While the sun, which will be solar, the summer solstice. Oh my goodness. This is the time of the year too, I think, where our brains go on vacation. Like, we've been working hard. We need to pause. We need to integrate. We need to nurture ourselves. Anybody? We need to sit by a pool with a, nice cool beverage and just relax and enjoy your life, right? Enjoy all that is you and all that is becoming you. So now on June 20th, that is summer solstice here in the Northern Hemisphere anyway, and of course winter solstice in the Southern Hemisphere. And that is when we move into Cancer season. So happy birthday to my Cancerian friends out there. My best friend is a Cancer. I love My husband is too. Put my best friend before my husband. The two people I love the most in the world are Cancers, and I have my North Node in Cancer, and I so much resonate with the nurturing qualities of Cancer. So happy solar return to all of you. If you are having a birthday soon, please let me know when your birthday is, and I will personally give you a little message. Okay. So yeah, I feel a little like actually rusty in doing videos. It's so funny. Most of you who watch my videos, and I'm so honored and humbled that I constantly have this, should I keep doing this? Questioning. And I have a constant, yes, keep going, keep growing is what I like to say. So I had to take my own advice on that. So yes, here we are, school's out for the kids, and parents are adjusting schedules. And this is a time with this full moon in Capricorn to figure out how to balance responsibilities to others and to your own soul, your own body, your own life. So yeah, I feel like this, as I was saying, because we have an aspect, we have Sun square Neptune, well, Sun and Moon, because Sun is squared Neptune and Moon. And this square is creating, I think, a wake-up call, because Neptune is about like illusion or denial, or maybe not being in this world enough, like we're, too much focusing on our spiritual path, which is a thing. Truly, we need to balance. Remember, we're souls having a human experience. If we're too much in prayer and meditation, and we're not like boots on the ground taking action in our lives, we can feel disillusioned, let down, and disappointed. This is all Neptune energy. So I feel this sort of waking up out of denial. And also, maybe you just need to ask where are you in denial? Where am I in denial? Because it's this moon in Capricorn at 1 degree. If I did mention that, I should say that. This is where it's happening in your personal chart, your own natal chart. I'm talking about generalities, the universal transits, that how they may affect us. Again, you're the expert of you. I'm just putting out some possibilities. What resonates with you is for you. And forget the rest. Okay. Okay. So waking up out of denial is what I wrote. And being out of balance with, and I know this is hard for parents, but it is something to look at, especially for people pleasers. I'm a recovering one. Anybody else? Codependence. And these can be deeply unconscious patterns. Remember this. So it's a wake-up call to say, where have I been neglecting my own potential? Where have I been neglecting my body, my physical needs, my emotional needs, my spiritual needs, and the needs of my own soul potential? These are some questions to be considering. Remember, full moons illuminate areas of our lives that we need to look at, that we haven't looked at, reveals what needs to be healed, illuminates a new path forward. But before we take that new path forward, we get to borrow the energy of the moon in Capricorn and show up with more responsibility, more authority over our own lives, and willingness to take it seriously, take your life seriously, take your potential seriously, and to be honest. Again, I feel it's about being honest to kind of review where you are. And again, here we are, middle of the year. I mean, more than middle of the year, right? So this is a good time to reflect on, say, what intentions you set at the new year. I don't do resolutions, I do intentions or vision for the new year. But to kind of like, we're 6 months in, right? How's this year going? I mean, I know it's going so fast, isn't it? I mean, it's crazy. It's like, it feels like we just had, the new year. So we're really sped up here, right? And so this is a good time to pause, review with compassion. Another thing we want to borrow from Neptune here in the mix is deep compassion for your journey, for where you are. and also, accepting where you are now. Acceptance doesn't mean you're going to concretize where you are. No, rather it's saying, okay, this is where I am. And when we accept where we are and we offer compassion to ourselves where we are, then we can expand in self-love and nurture the potentials before us, right? Okay. In Cancer season, we can be a little bit more tender, especially with Mercury in Cancer. We're thinking more about what's important to our own development. This is really this opposition, Sun in Cancer, Moon in Capricorn. It's like, the mother-father archetype. It's kind of interesting because in general, the Moon is connected to mother and the Sun is connected to father. And so then we also have, it's like a double whammy. Then we've got Sun in Cancer, which is the nurturing, feminine mother, and then Moon in Capricorn, which technically is also a feminine sign, but it's much more ruled by Saturn. It's much more, about the structure, the protector, take it serious, and like father energy, like go talk to your mother. No, go talk to your father. These two need to talk to each other. And what I want to say is the archetypal expression of the father and mother within you need to have a conversation. This is a time where we need to say thank you to our parents, our caregivers that did the best they could with our developmental years, and say, I'm going to take it from here. Thank you very much. Peace out and peace in, because this is my life, talking for you. This is your life. This is your potential. These are your soul desires. And if you're waiting for somebody to meet the needs that weren't met in the past, go look in a mirror. That's you, my friend. That is you. And so think about where you're, again, no blaming parents, just assessing. This is what Capricorn does. Capricorn moon is like, let's get real. Let's have a meeting. Let's talk about this. What's not working. Very much. We've had this theme running through a few months now. What isn't working, but this in particular in this full moon will illuminate what's not working. You can't deny what's no longer working. And then you roll up your sleeves and say, what would work better? Moon in Capricorn wants to nurture your soul with like a very loving yet stern father, or masculine, healthy masculine. Or I don't know, I keep hearing like the principal, like, when you get called to the principal's office when you were a kid, it wasn't to punish you. It was to make sure you were on the right path. So it's kind of like that. This Moon in Capricorn is like, where are you at? What have you been doing for the last 6 months? What intentions did you set with the new moon in January? Or, with the new moon or the new year? Or, even when we went into April, which is the astrological new year, where are you? What have you been? Capricorn wants to see your productivity. Where have you been taking action, climbing up that mountain with your dreams? And where have you fallen back? This is the review time. Like, if you've fallen short, if you've fallen back, what do you need to do instead? What practical plan of action can you put in place for yourself, for your potential? Okay, so it's really, again, I think assessing too where you've neglected yourself for somebody else, or maybe, the imbalance is working too much and not there for your kids enough, or working too much and neglecting your own self-care, or, that's the kind of the axis is like, let's get the balance. Let's integrate what is needed from both, and then find the balance, right? So you're not lopsided and overwhelmed. So I wanted to share, again, because this axis is about, so Cancer is connected to the 4th house in a natal chart, and Capricorn is related to the 10th house in the natal chart. The 4th house is our foundation. It's our early development. It's home. It's what we learned about nurturing and how we were nurtured as children or not. And it's like what we're rooted in. It's connected to our ancestors, our lineage. And this is a place to look, like, if you're not rooted in a grounded way and what matters to you and what will grow your soul potential, it's time to look at that. And it's time to say, again, I take responsibility. My life, my inner home, you need to sometimes, a lot of times when I work with clients, as a soul guide and transformational hypnotherapist, a lot of times I will assess and I'll ask them, where are you and where do you want to be? And a lot of times I use the metaphor of, you don't have any foundation in your inner home. And when I say that, what I'm saying is, you didn't get what you needed from your own parents, and so you keep falling through the cracks of your life. You need to build a foundation to support every dream, every desire you have, and to reparent yourself into your wholeness. Okay. And so then the 10th house is, associated with Capricorn. It's where we take the public stage. It's what we contribute to the collective. It's what we're known for in a public way. And it's connected to career. So this access is illuminated by the full moon. Again, where do you need to find balance? Where are you lopsided? Maybe you've given up on your pursuit of your career or what's been calling to you in a bigger public way, because you felt like you needed to retreat into your own healing, like doing inner child work or really healing that foundational place within you. Or maybe you're just giving way too much attention to everybody else and not yourself. So this is just a place to kind of look. And I wanted to, this came up, and when I was thinking about this full moon, it's a really powerful time. We think of full moons as a lot comes up. You can be a lot more emotional because these are all water. We're in Cancer season, water. Mercury is in Cancer, water. Venus in Cancer, water. We've got this grounded, earthy Capricorn moon, so it may not be as emotional, but we certainly are going to have a lot up for review. Okay. And hey, I always recommend a good cry. I always say, wring out your heart with all that you're holding so that you can have a clear view from your soul. Okay. So let's see, what else did I put here? Okay, so this reset, okay, I do want you to assess, again, what did you need growing up that you didn't get, that now you can take action on behalf of your inner child, on behalf of your potential. Think of it this way. You might journal this. If only my dad, and then whatever, if only my mom provided, or if only my mom was, then I would be. This kind of talk can be limiting, and we're still waiting for people who weren't capable in the first place to offer us what we need. No. But I want you to journal that. I want you to air that out. Take a look at that. And then ask yourself, well, what is it that I needed? And how can I provide that to myself? What would that look like? And what will be different once I have that? Once I've activated that potential to meet myself where I need to be met with mothering energy, with fathering energy. Okay. So one thing I suggest, I believe, I often say, you hear me on this channel say, yes, people are victimized from life. Life is hard. Okay. And I'm not in denial about that. I work with a lot of people who need to be compassionately witnessed right where they are, and then also boosted up to see their potential and to get busy cultivating what they need to nurture their soul potential. It's what I love to do. And there are times, I've had a few of them, where you don't want to skip over the missteps of your childhood. So say, for instance, for me, I invite you to think about a place where you can reset someplace you were wounded as a child, or you were disappointed or let down, and maybe somebody didn't show up for you in the way you needed. So one of the ways for me, I did two really important resets. One was, I love my sister. She did the best she could. My sister is older than me. And when I think it was 8, somewhere in there, 8 or 9. And she and her friend decided to pierce my ears. And they did it in a way that, she did it so low in my earlobe that I couldn't wear earrings. So until I was in my 40s, I didn't wear earrings because the hole was too low. So I was frozen as that 8-year-old, well, this just doesn't work and I can't do anything about it. And this is how it is. And I was like, no, I'm going to get my ears re-pierced. I deserve to have what I want. I deserve to have what I need. And I really want to have my ears pierced. So hopefully the story isn't too long. I took myself, this is important, before clearing out my beliefs about that situation, before reclaiming that I was worthy of having my ears done correctly and worthy of getting to wear earrings and feel good about that. I didn't do that inner work first, which is really key. I took myself to, I think I went to Walmart, to tell you the truth, and they're setting up with the gun to do re-pierce my ears. And okay, great, all good. And she does them, and then she puts the earrings in, and I look in the mirror, and one is low and one is higher. And instead of saying, no, this isn't working, I left there like a 7-year-old, like, okay. I was like, went back to my default programming of no capacity to speak up for myself. And I went home and I shared with my then boyfriend, who is now my husband, what happened. And I cried. I said, I wanted to correct it. I wanted to correct the past and the present. And they're wrong. And all that I felt during that experience in Walmart was so very similar to how I felt having the earrings not done correctly. There was a big part of me that was just going to accept it. Oh, well, I tried, right? This is the child who needs some protective parenting, some strong, nurturing energy to come up and say, no, 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 honey, you deserve so much more. I wasn't able to do that, but my boyfriend was. He's like, babe, I was joking. I'm like, I'll just go like this and they'll be even. He's like, you are going to get this done. You're going to get it done right. So I found a professional piercer, the one where they actually, professional, paid the extra money because I was worth it. So this action I took, and having him stand in that place of a protector and, really like helping me fight for what was right for me, really rewired my brain, really rewired that old programming of just give up, you're not good enough, right? So I got them done professionally. I love wearing earrings now, and they're equal on both sides. And every time I put my earrings on, it's a reminder that I took the extra steps to reset something that was not correct when I was a child, so that I could feel empowered in the present. And when we empower ourselves and heal in the present, we heal the past. Okay, this is what this full moon is inviting us to. I think that's enough to share. There was another one I'll say briefly. When I was in Brownie, there wasn't anyone around to help me sew the patches on my sash. I didn't know how to do it. My mom was not available. And so years later, I saw that sash I had a safety pin them on my sash. And I was like, oh, that sweet little girl didn't have anybody to show her how to sew those buttons on. And so I took action on behalf of that little girl, right? To sew those buttons on, because she was worthy of having an adult to do that for her. I hope this makes sense. Please let me know, because sometimes when I talk about inner child work, it sounds a little cuckoo, but it's one of the most powerful transformational healing processes you can do. We all need to do it. And this full moon is calling us to this. Okay. I think that's all I have. I mean, it's, there's so much more that was coming to me. Let me see if there's anything else before I wrap up. Of course, I would encourage you all, I'm going to try to put this video out tonight, to do some kind of a celebration for the solstice, the longest day of the year here in the Northern Hemisphere. And it's so interesting. It's the longest day, but then we start moving in towards, losing the light every day. So it's really going to be interesting. But to celebrate the light in you, and to maybe, okay, this is what comes with that, to recognize, it sounds, how do I say this in a gentle way? Some reminder for me, and maybe people who are my age or older, how much light do we have left? And how do we want to honor that? And what actions do we want to take on behalf of our potential, on behalf of the time we have, to really honor our journey and reclaim the past in the present? Cancer season is very nostalgic. It's very much, it's about family but really it's about creating a sacred home inside of you where you feel nurtured, where you feel held, where you feel honored, where you receive all that you need that you weren't able to get from others. This turnaround will turn your life around. And it's true that as within, so without, as you nurture your own soul and show up as your mom and your dad, and you take care of the younger selves within you and take action on behalf of them, you will notice you'll blossom more, you'll grow more, you'll feel more empowered. Okay. So do something to honor summer solstice. And I think that's all I have. Just find out where this is happening in your chart, what area, what house, that further expands what you're being called to take responsibility for, to nurture that area of your life with some discipline, with some structure, with some, taking it serious, and doing the hard work. Moon and Capricorn is like, yeah, we do the hard work to do the things that we desire. And like rebirthing your inner child, through a portal of all the love that younger self needed. So they have a second chance and a third chance and a fourth chance. I love, there's a quote, I don't remember who it was from, but it seems really appropriate for this full moon. It's never too late to have the happy childhood you deserved. Something like that. And then there's another quote, and this one I do know is from George Eliot. It's never too late to become who you thought you might have been. That one, I actually have that as was my tagline on my signature and email. Anyway, thanks for being with me. Please do consider subscribing. If there's a part of this video that touched you, you can share a 1-minute clip. You just click on clip and then take a 60-second segment, title it, share it to your Facebook or wherever you want to text it to somebody. I am not doing consultations at this time, but I am still taking clients at this time. So you can visit my website, victoriajazwick.com. It's in the description. And also, I think that's it. Also, let me know how you nurture your soul. What commitments can you make? As when you're a parent, you make commitments to the potential of your children. What commitments can you make to the potential of your soul? What do you need to set up to take care of your potential? What areas, again, I'm going to go back to that square, Neptune square, where you've been in denial about. This could be, where you've been numbing out a little too much and you need to wake up and say, I'm clocking back in for my potential. I'm worth it. I deserve it. Where you set up some self-care protocols and really claim it, and here's a little tip before I go, because this is what happened to me actually today. I'm going to be really honest. I'm helping my husband. He's doing this wonderful nature-based experience, like a vision quest out in the woods. And I'm supposed to be out there. I was supposed to be out there at 2:00 and I had a bunch of things to do and I got crabby. Okay. Cancer season can bring out the crabby in us. Okay. And when you're crabby, I want you to recognize it as you're overstepping you're stepping over your own needs. I was so crabby because I'm like getting prepared to go help him, to help others. And I was overwhelmed with all the things I needed to do. This is exactly what I feel this full moon is going to feel like. You're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to see the imbalance. You're going to see all the things you've neglected in your own life and your own care. And you're going to feel a little crabby, possibly. What does the crab need? The crab needs some self-care, some soul care, some love, some tenderness. This is Cancer season. Offer it to yourself. Love yourself forward. Connect to your own soul. Put your hand over your heart. Tell yourself, I've got you. You're not alone. And I love you so much that I want to take care of you. Okay? So, anybody feeling crabby out there? There's your solution. All right. Let me know your takeaways. I'd love to hear from you. And I may do another video coming up from the land. We call it our land or property out in the woods, as just a change of scenery and to celebrate moving into summer. So peace be with you and so much love coming your way. Take good care of your beautiful soul and your beautiful soul potential. You're worth it. All right. Take good care. Bye.